Now's the time for questions. Questions for Gary, questions about anything that we've presented, and they would appreciate if you would use the mic, but feel free to respond, make questions or comments or observations or anything that you would like to say.
I want to thank you so much for coming back. Like you just said, it's very rare. I often think about the impact that we're able to have as counselors, so this is really special. Would you talk a little bit about growth after grief and what that process looked like and how you began to realize that it was more growth happening as well? So I'm really interested in resilience and understanding more about what makes a person resilient.
I had the sense that the Holy Spirit was always involved on a day-to-day basis with me in my study, and I had to retreat to my study regularly. It's like if my sister would come home, it was her house, she worked all day, and if she came in and said hi, I was good with that. But if she engaged me in conversation for more than about 90 seconds, I would have to retreat after she went to her bedroom or wherever she went. I'd have to retreat to my study and start studying and praying in order to get my emotional stability back, just to not feel suicidal or anxious or whatever you want to call that. But the Lord would keep on deconstructing all these pressure zones. He would enliven His Word to where it wasn't just Bible information. And then I talk in my book where He actually showed up in my study, and I could sense Him. He was about as far from me as this lady here. And I was long into it. It was 2.5 years or so, but I had one of those days where it just felt like it was starting all over. You know, and I was taught early on, you can only pray to the Father, and then finally, Charles Stanley taught me you can talk to Jesus, and I hadn't gotten to where I could talk to the Holy Spirit or anything. But anyway, it's like I didn't even know what to say, and I just said, Jesus, 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 and all of a sudden, there's this sensory person out there, and I also felt the warmth going from my shoulder, warmth and peace going from my shoulder all the way down to my waist. And it's like, not that we have to experience this in life to grow, but it happened at such a time where it's like my big brother showed up, because he had become my big brother. And then another aspect of growth that I had mentioned and I wanted to talk about with Kellen, and I've forgotten it, is you probably all know that C.S. Lewis said, pain is God's megaphone to the world. And I would say it's His megaphone saying, I love you dearly. And we in the Christian church have not been trained to understand that we're not going anywhere in this Christian life very far until we're divorced from our ego by pain into actually experiencing our God. Because you can't have both. I can't have me and God at the same time. And pain is the only thing I believe can break me down enough to where I can see God. And that's the whole magnificent blunder I kind of end my book with. Job said, before I used to hear you with my ears, and to me that's kind of like sitting in church. I sat in church all my life. My parents read the Bible every night. So I had all this Bible. So before I heard you with my ears, but after all this pain, I see you with the eyes of my soul. I've experienced you. And that's what God's waiting to do. He's waiting to call us all dearly beloved. We are His dearly beloved. He's waiting for us to hear it. We can't hear it till we get rid of dear Gary.